Welcome to another episode, everyone. Jhood is headed straight to PC, straight to protective custody. As soon as he hits the prison yard, that is, he's going straight to PC. He will have absolutely no choice. That's if, of course, he goes to prison. And I'll explain why he has to go straight to protective custody should he hit a prison yard now or ever again in his entire life. But they're in the Los Angeles County Jail because that's the yard that he left. He left a protective custody yard, 50-50, whatever. As Durock Creep has already explained, a 50-50 yard is the same thing as a PC yard. They're one and the same. There's no distinctive differences. There is no difference at all. It's the same thing. 50-50 is just a sanitized word for PC. It's just a way to clean it up, make it sound a little better, not as bad. I was 50-50. No, you was PC. You was protective custody. It's the same damn thing. You was on a protective custody yard. Then people say, well, it's only the whole prison system is 50-50 now. It's only 3 good yards left, man. In the whole prison system, everybody 50. Well, you better find your way on one of those 3 yards. The hell? Find your way on one of those 3 yards then. Damn that. If it's 1 good yard, you better find your way on that one. Don't put me nowhere but over here. I'm not going anywhere else. But right here on this good yard, that's it. There ain't no excuses. Get out of here with that. You can't, hell no. You ain't putting me on no damn 50-50 yard. Man, get out of here. You went crazy. No. I'll stab all you motherfuckers. Police every damn body. You ain't putting me on no 50-50. I'm stabbing everybody over there. As soon as I hit you will regret it. No, bro. Get out of here. It's only 3 good yards in the penitentiary system left. What is he supposed to do? Go to one of those 3 good yards. But there in the county jail, things are a bit different. Jhood could indeed end up in protective custody in the Los Angeles County Jail, particularly now since the blood member, as we saw earlier, I covered it earlier, put a bounty, if you will, on, not if you will, hell, that's what he did on the internet, on Jhood's head. And again, as I alluded to earlier, it's not a joke. Individuals can take him up on that. But the thing is this, the structure and the rules are different in the Los Angeles County Jail than they are in the prison system. There are individuals there in the Los Angeles County Jail that were PC, protective custody, in prison and are still able to walk the main line there in the Los Angeles County Jail. It doesn't happen all of the time, but because people are so in and out of the Los Angeles County Jail, sometimes people don't even catch on to who this individual is, where he comes from, what he did, etc. And it's just that in the prison system, the politics are so unwavering, inflexible, that you're going to be down when you hit the prison system immediately. I've seen a situation, or many situations, where individuals in the county jail, there was one situation where a Southsider was running the Los Angeles County Jail. And as soon as he got to prison, they killed him because some stuff that he was doing in the county jail and something that he was doing on the street, but he was still able to run the county jail, even though he would never be able to run a prison yard. You can't even walk onto the prison yard without getting stabbed up. But in the county jail, he's running it. One of my young homies had went PC. This is what the word was, in prison. He got out, came back to jail, was in the county jail with me. And he's walking around. He's on the main line. He's in general population. After one of the OG homies had ran him to the protective custody yard in prison, he was denying that this had ever happened, supposedly over some snitch allegations. And the homie, who we all know, if I said his name right now, who was there with me, and with him as well, we were all cool. In fact, when a couple of individuals were talking about getting on this individual for being in protective custody, allegedly, supposedly, in the prison system. The homie said no. It'll be handled when he get to prison. It's going to be handled because it's going to be handled in a real way, in the right way. This ain't no pack out stuff, beat him up and all that. It's going to be, it has to be done correct. It's going to be done when he gets to prison. He's going to prison. He was in there for a serious case. And then when he got to prison, the homie who had said, no, don't do anything to him, wait till he get to prison, is the one that ended up getting him in prison because he landed on the same yard with him. As soon as when he got to prison, he landed, and it's whatever yard you land on, it doesn't matter. Whoever's there gonna take care of it. He happened to land on this yard, and so he's the one that took care of him. And and it was a very bad situation. It was a very ugly situation for that individual there in Pelican Bay. In fact, I believe. But so the county jail system is a bit different now. You have people like Aunt Hefe in there. Aunt Hefe, say what you want, but he's a real member. He's someone who's respected. I don't want to say too much. I know he's fighting the case. He's respected. He's not a coward. So he puts out word, man, Jhood here, man, that dude PC, he's 50-50, man, whoa, because they was getting into it a little bit when Aunt Hefe called in and no jumper, and Jhood had answered the phone. So, and there's other individuals that watched Jhood on no jumper and all this and went and got themselves locked up, and they are in there in the county jail. People know Jhood and know that he was 50-50 or PC in prison, and they know why he went PC in prison. It's a different story than he just volunteered to go over there because I'm just trying to come home. Allegedly, he was telling or he had told him something. I know he said that he didn't tell and all of that, but I'm saying this is why they ran him off 2 yards in prison and he sent him over there to the 50-50 yard or to the PC yard. And so these individuals in the Los Angeles County Jail, they know this. So if anything, Jhood is just on a short leash. He may be able to get away with some things in the county jail as far as being on the main line because he's a pseudo celebrity, sort of, whatever, a little ghetto celebrity. So they may just still want him there. He's supposed to have these fighting skills and, and all of this. So they may just give him a pass there in the county jail. But I would say he's walking on thin ice since individuals know that he was in protective custody and that, as far as they're concerned, he's not that guy, certainly not anymore. And if he gets out of line, says anything, so much as raises his voice at anyone, that's going to be their reason, their excuse to say, for everyone to turn on him and say, man, get your ass up out of here and get him up out the module in the worst way. Yes, sir, this can absolutely happen. And I believe that he knows that he's walking on, automatically is on thin ice. Just being on the main line, particularly on the 2000 floor, where individuals say he is being housed right now. This is the most treacherous floor in the Los Angeles County Jail, and it's not even close. Right now, used to be 4,800, whatever the crib miles, 47, 48. But now, no, for some time now, it's been the 2000 floor that's been extremely dangerous for any and everyone. That would include Jhood. But now, if he has this violation, and so if he happens to go to prison for a violation, that's what used to happen. Even if you had 6 months, they'd send you to prison to do that 6 months. Nowadays, you can pretty much walk that off there in the Los Angeles County Jail. But should he go to prison for whatever reason, now or at any time, then he can never go back to a main line. Once you go to protective custody, when you return to prison, you have to go back to protective custody. No matter what you are in there for, how much time you have to return to the same place that you paroled from, which would be a protective custody yard. These are the rules. You cannot hit a main line once you have been on a 50-50 yard because they're going to feel like they're walking around with 50-50 individuals. They're walking around with PCs on the main line. Now PCs are on the main line because you were once PC. And so you still are. You still have to be. The rules are clear in prison on a level 4 yards. for any and everybody. Doesn't matter who you are, where you are from. If you have been to a 50-50 yard, a PC yard, you cannot ever come back to a mainline. You cannot ever come back to general population and program with the general population inmates, ever. They're going to stab you up and kill you. As far as they're concerned, they're stabbing and killing a protective custody individual, a PC. Because once you're a PC, you're always PC. The only exception, maybe, if there is one, is that it's an older individual who went to a 50-50 yard with permission from his homies because he has been in prison for 25 years, 30 years. There are situations where this happens. And the parole board tells you, well, we're not going to parole you until you take this trade or get this certificate, etc. And the only place that you can get that is on one of these yards because they have all of these programs over there and all that. Main lines be shut down, locked down, stabbings, killing. There ain't too much programming and rehabilitation and all that. No, it's just a bunch of killing. So you have to really go over here in order to go home, in order to get this certificate under your belt or what have you. So you go to your homies, your car, your faction, and say, man, the parole board is not letting me go. But you're an OG. Again, you know, you're older because you've been in there for 25 years, 30 years. So we know you went in there when you were whatever, 25, 30. So you're up there now. You haven't done anything wrong throughout your whole career in the prison system. You have stabbings, you have beatings, you've been in a hole, you've been in a shoe, you never ran out, you never snitched, you never had any violations. But now in order to go home, you have to go over here, basically. Even the parole board is telling you, as long as you're here in these general population yards and, you know, with all this stuff that's going on, no, you go over here, get this trade, or get this certificate, and we'll let you go. Yeah, it's going to be hard. In that case, I've seen it happen. It happens where even your homies, your car tell you, go ahead, bro, go. Go ahead and go. Because you didn't do nothing wrong. You're not a coward. You didn't PC out, PC up. You didn't get, we're not sending you over there because you did something wrong and you're older and you have to do this to go home. It's still front up, but nobody still wants to see that. Don't get me wrong. But it has happened where they tell you that. So this individual goes and then goes on the street, comes to the street for 2 or 3 years, 2 or 3 months, whatever, and goes back to prison and tries to go to the main line. I don't know, because they gave him permission to go over there and he's still older. He's an OG from their hood, didn't do anything wrong. Maybe he got a shot. But other than that, and that's probably still not going to happen. He's probably still going to go back to PC after explaining all of that shit. So but once you go PC, that's it. That is it. Now, different cars, different races even have different rules about that. Some situations you can buy your way back to the main line. You can pay some money to the hierarchy, get back on the main line pretty much, regardless of what your offense was, what you went to the PC yard for. You can still pay some money and come back to the main line. But with us, it's not happening. Once you go PC, that's it. You cannot come back to the main line for any reason. There have been people that have tried, have went home from a protective custody yard and got locked up again for whatever reason, and then try to hit the main line like nothing ever happened. Like people are not going to remember that you paroled just 2 years ago, 2 months ago, something you do. It hasn't been that long. And in prison, these dudes haven't went anywhere. They haven't went home on these mainline yards. They got life. They haven't went anywhere. So when you come back, they still right there. They still remember they're in the same damn cell. And you try to come back acting like, thinking the whole yard is new. The whole prison system is new. You haven't been out that long. It hasn't flipped over. And thinking that you can just skirt back in and get, mouse your way back onto the main line and chill like nothing ever happened. Man, they're going to cook you. They're going to know. They're going to find out. And they're going to cook you. They're going to find out that you was PC, bro. They're going to cook you. So once you go PC, that's it. So Jhood, right now, I would just say if he's still in the county jail, because there's different reports. As a C-Star had said that he was out, that he got right out. Other people saying he's still in there. He is in there. If he were to go to prison, because you never know, then that's the situation there. He's going straight to PC. But where he's at right now, even in the LA County jail, if he's not careful, yeah, he can end up in protective custody. It could happen. Some people would say that it should happen. And the individuals that are there, they could still make that happen, even though as soon as he walked in, he didn't go PC. But as soon as it's like marinating and it's Jhood, he's in there, the dudes can start plotting on him and say, man, let's get this dude up out of here. He's a PC, and especially someone trying to get some stripes or whatever. He's like a trophy, sort of, because he has a little fame. Like, we crash him and attack him, our names are going to get out there, the ones who attack him. And now, again, you have a situation where the blood member has put a bag on his head. And though he did it in a sort of joking way, it's not a joke, because it gets vicious in there. And these individuals have killed for less. They're hungry. Some of them, they're starving. They don't have money. They don't have support. They're trying to pay their attorney. They're trying to get an attorney. People trying to bail out. All of this stuff. If somebody offering them $5,000 to take this dude's head off, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, man. Because if they feel like they can really get that money for doing it, man, shit. That boy be in danger. So, we'll see what happens with Jhood. He could indeed be headed. Now, I haven't been running content on Jhood. He said some stuff about I tried to kill him. I wanted to kill him or something. I said, okay, that's it. That's over. I stopped running content. Since he locked up, I said, well, shit, what the hell? I'm safe for now. I can run a video or two, maybe get away with it by the time he get out. He'll let me slide. So here I am. I got to run my content. Other people were asking that question. Hey, man, is Jhood going to PC? Is he going to protective custody? Did he already go to protective custody? Or is he going to go? Are they going to force him to go? Can he walk the main line? He just got out of, like, what are the rules in there? He just got out of protective custody from the pen. Can he walk? Is he really on the 2,000 floor? I was asked this yesterday. Is he really on the 2,000 floor? Is he really on the main line? After everyone knows that he was 50-50 up in there, he's on the internet. It's on the internet. He's on the internet. Everyone knows this. Yeah, but that's how it is in the county jail. Sometimes you can get away with that in the Los Angeles County Jail, at least for a little while. But again, Jhood would not be in there in the county jail calling people out for squabbles and, and the way that he did on No Jumping. Let's go, let's step outside and this and that. Man, them dudes in there, you're going to get hurt. But he knows this. It's not the street where you have a weapon so you can be popping it like that. You might have a knife, but everyone in there does. And if they all come up against you, you don't have a chance. It doesn't matter who the hell you are, how big and tough you are. You got 5 individuals coming at you with knives, and all these individuals are tough too. They're some riders. They strong. Yeah, you're cooked. It doesn't matter who you are. So we'll see. We'll follow it and see how much time Jhood is even looking at, how long he's going to be in there, and what's going to come about. We're going to get some news. If he's in there and he's on the 2,000 floor, we're going to be getting news about something going on in there. Guaranteed. That's just how it is. Jhood hits the penitentiary. Yes, he's going to protective custody immediately. That's that. Stay safe and stay free. Whoa.